Emotional eating is a common coping mechanism for stress, anxiety, and other emotions. It involves turning to food for comfort, rather than hunger. This can lead to overeating, weight gain, and a negative relationship with food. Mindful eating is a practice that can help break free from emotional eating by bringing awareness to the act of eating and the emotions that drive it. Mindful eating is about being fully present during meals, paying attention to the flavors, textures, and smells of the food, and listening to your body's hunger and fullness cues. It also involves recognizing and addressing the emotions that may be driving your eating habits. The first step to mindful eating is to identify the triggers that lead to emotional eating. Common triggers include stress, boredom, loneliness, and sadness. Once you have identified your triggers, you can begin to develop healthier coping mechanisms, such as going for a walk, talking to a friend, or practicing relaxation techniques. Another important aspect of mindful eating is to practice self-compassion. Emotional eating often leads to feelings of guilt and shame, which can perpetuate the cycle of emotional eating. Practicing self-compassion involves being kind and understanding towards yourself, recognizing that emotional eating is a common response to difficult emotions, and that it is possible to break free from this pattern. In addition to practicing self-compassion, it is important to develop a healthy relationship with food. This involves recognizing that food is not the enemy, but rather a source of nourishment and pleasure. It also involves learning to listen to your body's hunger and fullness cues, and to eat in response to these cues, rather than in response to emotions. Mindful eating also involves savoring your food and taking the time to enjoy each bite. This can help to increase satisfaction and reduce the likelihood of overeating. It also involves being mindful of portion sizes and choosing foods that are nourishing and satisfying. In conclusion, mindful eating is a powerful tool for breaking free from emotional eating. It involves bringing awareness to the act of eating, recognizing and addressing the emotions that drive emotional eating, and developing a healthy relationship with food. By practicing mindful eating, you can learn to enjoy food without guilt or shame, and to use food as a source of nourishment and pleasure, rather than a way to cope with emotions.